guest soloist for the concert
Oh,
this Sunday. So
great. It's a pleasure for
we
me
thought
too.
absolutely, and we thought it
Hmm.
would be a wonderful opportunity for the friends of the symphony, our fan base, to get a little bit more information from you, to get to know you a little better, and to find out more about you as an
Mm.
artist. So we have a few
Okay.
questions we'd like to ask you, and
Yeah.
so these are some questions that I think will help start a conversation. The first one I'd like to ask you is,
Hmm.
how did you first get started with music, and how did you know that music would be a career for you? When did that happen?
Okay. So I start to play piano when I was 7 because
Mm,
my
okay.
father was a organist in the church, so that's why he introduced me to the
Wonderful.
music. Yeah. And of course, I
Hmm.
finished my educational piano educational when I was 21st. But about
Hmm.
the career starts about when I was 28, I think. Yes, 28. So 28, I
Wonderful.
start to play in two big cities because one pianist canceled the concerts, and the agency in Rome called me for two
Oh
concerts,
wow.
one in Mexico City, one in London. That's why, and
Mm,
the agency called me 2 weeks before, so I was a little bit crazy.
mm,
I say yes, one
wonderful.
Chopin piano concerto, I remember, but I say okay. I try to do it in 2 weeks, and I remember everything was fine, and so. Now it's 24 years that I travel everywhere and I play
Wow.
a lot of concerts every year. That's my history,
Wow.
very quickly, very short.
That's
But
amazing. That's absolutely
okay,
amazing. That's wonderful.
thank you,
And
thank you.
I understand that you did most of your training at the conservatory in Florence. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. In Florence,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
stopped in 1986. So yeah, when I was 21st.
Wonderful.
Hmm.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and in addition to that, you clearly have an amazing biography. Many performances you've done with various orchestras around the world. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Being here in America, and just wanted to get your perspective on this. How do American
Hmm.
orchestras differ from other orchestras, and particularly in Europe? How does performing with an
Ah,
American orchestra? Yeah.
okay. The first difference is that in America it's very easy to find the orchestra very big size. Because
Hmm.
in Europe, if you want to play, for example, the Rachmaninoff concerto, sometimes you play Rachmaninoff concerto with 50 musicians. In North America,
Right.
sometimes there are 80, 85. The last time I played in May in Texas, and I remember there was about 90 musicians in the orchestra. So they are
Wonderful.
a big, very big size of the orchestra. And about
Right.
the difference, I think the main difference is the string section. Maybe in Europe, especially in the East Europe, they are maybe a little bit quite well. And but the
Hmm.
brass and the percussion is much better the
Hmm.
American
Hmm.
orchestra. It's the typical tradition, I
Mm.
think. That's why. So this
Right.
is the
Right.
main difference for me. Yeah. Of course, the big
Okay.
stars orchestra they are excellent in all the sections. Of course.
Wow. That's great. Of course, with
Okay.
the Rachmaninoff, I mean, you need a fairly
Yeah.
sized orchestra in order to pull that off. Um,
Yeah.
Now, just do you have a particular composer that you like, or that you feel that is
Uh,
a favorite composer?
but I have a many favorite composer. I can
Right.
tell you 4 or 5 minimum. No, I cannot choose only one. I
That's hard
prefer
to
to
do.
play,
Yeah.
yeah, the practically, I think the romantic music, I prefer like Chopin, Schumann, Brahms, and of course
Mm.
Rachmaninoff is one of these ones. Uh, I, I don't like too much the classical and the Baroque style era, so it means that
Mm.
of course Mozart is a great composer, but I don't like too much to play. So I prefer when my passion, my lyrical,
Right.
my finger are most comfortable when I play romantic piece. So
Wonderful.
I think Chopin,
because you
Schumann,
probably have
Rachmaninoff, yeah.
you probably have more freedom of expression at that time.
Yeah,
right?
so you know, the size, the form in the classical is very important. You cannot play too much free. The rhythm must be very precise. So you know, in the classical, is you cannot play very strong finger. Sometimes not be contrast. Of course, in the romantic era with the Sturm Drang and so, in the literature, in the painter, in all the arts, I feel much better, more comfortable. That's why.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank
well,
you.
The Rachmaninoff is, and I'm sure with Maestro Simeone, it's such a favorite. It's a staple piece in the repertoire. And what is important about this particular concerto, and what does it mean for you to perform this particular piece?
This piece is wonderful. Everybody knows because it's very famous. When you start, there are many lyrical moments. Sometimes it's very soft, and sometimes it's very strong. The rhythm is very clear. So I don't know, but the Rachmaninoff composed this piano concerto dedicated to the psychologist, because when he composed the Hakio,
he
the
was
opera,
going through a
symphony,
depression or something.
Yes, depression, so, and they stay with the doctor, and so he composed to say, thank you to the doctor, this piano concerto, and one of the very most famous and very lyrical. Of course, the number 3, the third, is a little bit, maybe a little bit more difficult, but the public, I know that the number 2 is maybe the favorite everywhere when you play. It's very famous, and there is a very well balanced. All the 3 movements, they are about 10, 11 minutes, so it's not so long. The first is not so short. The third, so I think is the perfect piano concerto. It's romantic. I know that the composer is the 20th century, but it's like romantic music, absolutely. So I love to play this piano concerto.
If you can help me out here a little bit with the history of the piece itself. I believe Rachmaninoff performed as soloist himself during the premiere. Was that correct? He performed as the soloist, and I think it was the second and the third movement. And then later, I think a year later in 1901, he did the entire concerto with his brother conducting, or cousin or something. And I do agree that the lyricism and the expression in this piece is just so marvelous. It's wonderful. Wonderful. I want to know from you, whenever you're performing on stage for any concert or whatnot, what goes through your mind? What are you thinking about before you take the stage?
So before to come on the stage, yes, in the few minutes before. Okay. For me to play is not a big stress, so it's really a pleasure. So I have no particularly situation or scaramantic, I don't know, joke. No, for me, sometimes I play with my smartphone like a teenager. Really, no problem for me. I can joke. Yes, I can joke and talk with the conductor or with some friends or in the orchestra. For me, it's a very big relax, no problem to do this. Of course, when I play North America, the jet lag, sometimes I am a little bit tired because the difference, the 6 or 7 or maybe 9 hours, the difference in the Pacific Coast.
Yes.
So sometimes I am a little bit tired because, of course, but I try to, my concentration to give all my energy, to put all my energy in this 35 minutes of the piano concerto, maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, so it depends if it's a recital. But usually I have no big problems. Before to play, relax, joke, my heart is like, is regular, it's like when I'm talking with you, no problem, it's because many pianists, many artists, before to go on the stage, they have the heart, they go very quickly. So that's why they start to play quickly, of course, faster, because the heart is going faster, and so the music goes faster the same. So it's very important to stay really relaxed, the same temperature, the same quickly, the faster. I don't know in English perfect. I'm sorry for my poor English.
No.
Okay. Anyway, no. Yeah. For me, no problem. Before on the stage, I will talk with the Simeone for sure, and we remember about Italy or Sicily or something like that.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
And so, as you're performing, I'm sure from concerts to concerts, the piano, the instrument can change from certain venues. So, do you find performing on different pianos, is that easy to do, or is that
the problem of the pianist is that every time you will find a different piano. Sometimes it's the same brand, it's a Steinway or Fazioli or Shigeru Kawai, but not the same. All the times it's different because if the Steinway is made in New York or is made in Hamburg, it's quite different. If the Steinway is in a nice concert hall with a good acoustic, or is like in Italy, sometimes in the open air concert, in very dry situation. So all the times is different. I don't know about New York because I'm going there, and I don't know about the concert hall and the piano. But usually I know that it's a Steinway, and the Steinway usually 99% are wonderful instruments.
Yeah.
And now in Italy, we have a lot of Fazioli. I know that in North America, the same Fazioli is going very quickly in the many concert hall because it's a wonderful piano. But of course, the Steinway is in number one. It's okay. Everywhere you can find the Steinway.
Right.
No problem.
That seems to be one of the preferred. Yeah, the Steinway is a.
I need only 10 minutes, 15 minutes to understand about the piano, the pedal, the acoustic. That's why I'm going to rehearse.
Right. That's wonderful.
Okay.
Well, Antonio, it's wonderful to have you here in America, to have you here and to perform this amazing concerto with our New York Symphony Orchestra. We're so grateful to Maestro Simeone for the opportunity to have you here with us, and I want to say for me how special it is to have an Italian here. And it's a beautiful culture. So thank you so much, and we are looking forward to having you with us. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Gracias. Ciao.
Grazie. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.